right? We are the Hebrew Israelites. We'll be the rulers, future rulers of this world. First and foremost, we're going to give all praises to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Alright, we're going to give double honor to the elder apostles of GMS. And those are also that are ruling well with GMS. There are also other elder apostles coming up. We're going to give single honors and salutations to all the brothers out there that's pushing this word in sincerity and truth. Because we're the only one that's standing up for this word of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. You know, we're not Baptist, we're not Pentecostal, not Roman Catholic. We're not Christians according to your standards, but we are the Hebrew Israelites. So what we're doing right now is to let you know the prophecy is going to come to pass.
Isaiah chapter 13 verse 2. Lift thee up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the nobles.
Right, so right now we're at the gate. We're at the opening of the gates of the city of St. Petersburg. But the nobles are the elect. First and foremost, talking about the elders of GMS. But we're setting up a banner right now. Yeah. Scripture. So when you think about when you go to a carnival, they have a banner. And they tell you what the banner, like what events happen with that banner. It could be a carnival, it could be some activist movement, you know, it could be some kind of festival. The banner we setting up is the destruction of America. Thus saith the Lord. Because it's not us out here coming out speaking on our own vain opinion. We put prophecy in what's happening in the news. Like Iran just dumped the American dollar. So what do you think it's going to do to the American economy? You're going to call inflation. Inflation is when the general value of merchandise goes up, but the value of the dollar goes down. So right now you can go and purchase all your foods, your waters, your vegetables. You can purchase all your beer, your cigarettes. You know, you're chewing tobacco. There's gonna be a day, man, when the dollar's gonna be devalued soon. It's already happening, matter of fact. It's gonna be devalued on the grand scale. Like, if you, for instance, a gallon of milk today, like almost $5. Hell, 2 weeks from now, or a month from now, a gallon of milk could be $10. If a woman has children, it's gonna be hard for her to feed her children. A gallon of water can cost you $3. A loaf of bread can cost you $5, man. So Iran, China, and Russia has dropped the American dollar. What does that mean? That means that you can use the American dollar to wipe your ass with. For real. You can use the American dollar to start you a campfire with.
To keep warm.
To keep warm. It's cold out here, man. It's a cold world, they say. And with that being said, if you got something else, get it. And with that being said, whenever you open up a bank account, they say that they put $10,000 in your bank account. That money's never really there. That's why they're trying to make everything virtual. Because they know that the American dollar has no value. If the American dollar has value, why would you make an electronic system where you can put your money in the bank and they claim it's there? The same way you can take 10,000 Federal Reserve notes and put it in the bank account, but let's say they got you for embezzlement. They can freeze your account, or they can wipe your account clean. So the money never was there. What America tried to do when the economy crashed, when they had the recession, they started printing more money. But when you print more money, you start to devalue your currency. Like for instance, if I make a car and I only make 5, in the quantity of whatever car I make of that type, that's a rare car. It's going to be high in value. But let's say I make another car and I make 1 million of those. The value of those cars are going to be as high as the value of the car that I only made a 5. So if you keep making money, your dollar's going to lose its value. They keep printing money back to back. That's why they dropped the dollar. Now it has no value. And now they're trying to implement war with these countries. Because America's going to become, as you call them other countries, a third world country. America's going to be a fourth world country, man. It's going to be mayhem out here in these streets. Because you got more people, you have more of the so to say, citizens of society that's not a part of the government, or that's not a part of the police system, or not a part of the army, that's going to rise up against the government. That's why they have these planned terrorist attacks on American soil, to see how you're going to react, to see how easy it's going to be to detain you. Because they know that the dollar's going to crash. You have well-known billionaires like the founders of Johnson & Johnson. They dumped all their stocks. Why do they dump their stocks? Because they're losing their faith in the American economy. But that's why they're dumping their stocks. That man driving in that Porsche, he ain't going to be driving in that Porsche no more. Because he won't be able to afford the gas. He won't be able to, matter of fact, he won't have the money. Because they're going to make you get the chip soon. And if you don't abide to their rules, they're going to kill you, or they're either going to just make you they're just going to detain you in a concentration camp, or torture you. Make you a slave to them. So that's why all the other countries have a problem with America. Because they force these other countries to use their currency. Now they're saying the hell with you. We're going to use our own currency. They still have the BRICS going on. All those countries are putting their own money into a certain account. Now you have people out there that may say, well, how are they gonna know what's the value of each currency? Don't worry about that. That's their business. What you need to be worried about, what's gonna happen to America, they're not using your dollar anymore. America's going down, man. All you so-called white people going to slavery. No, you ain't, boy. No, I ain't, boy. You going into it, boy. Yeah, you going into it, boy. You get ready, boy. You the one walking off. Faggot.
It's Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 6.
Shut the hell up, man. It's the public property. It's a public property, man.
Shall not all these take up a parable against him? And a taunting proverb against him?
Call him,
and say, woe to him that increases that which is not his.
Woe to him that increases that which is not his. Woe to you, because you stole his land. That means destruction to you. The cops should have been called on you devils for taking his land. How about that? You can call the cops all you want. We got freedom of speech. Idiot. Go ahead,
woe to him that increases that which is not his.
Right.
How long, and to him that leadeth himself with thick clay?
How long to him that leadeth himself with thick clay? That word clay in the Hebrew is abatya. Okay? America is laden with a heavy debt. The debt keeps rising. And China even said that they're not gonna purchase America's debt anymore. So what does that mean? That means America's falling. And you have people out here that don't want to hear what we got to say. That doesn't matter. This is freedom of speech, man. This is not your house. This is not your residence, man. This is an open park. We can protest all we want. When the people were protesting in Ferguson, the police didn't lock them up. They locked them up if they was disorderly. We got everything on camera, man. What it is that they don't want to hear the truth. They don't want to hear about how they got this country. They don't want to hear that the economy's falling. They don't want to hear that the so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans are the Israelites, man, according to the Bible. They don't want to hear that what they did, they got to pay for. They don't want to hear that. You can't get upset. This is not your house. You can go sleep in a shelter. You can go to the Salvation Army. You can stay on this corner. We've been coming out here for years, man. What you should be doing is calling the Rothschilds, asking them where's your piece of the pie. Because they got you sleeping out here on the grass while they living up in mansions, in castles, eating caviar. So don't get mad at us, get mad at your own people for the stake that you in, man.
Shall not all these take up a parable against him?
Right.
And a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increases that which is not his.
Right.
How long, and to him that leadeth himself with thick clay?
Right.
Shall not all these rise up suddenly, that shall bite thee, and awake thee, and shall vex thee.
Done. Like all these nations are rising up suddenly, man. Like for you to drop the American dollar, that's a very big step of showing that you're tired of being oppressed. That we don't want your democracy here. Like why do you think you have those Muslims in those other countries strapping themselves with bombs and trying to blow up U.S. Army convoys? Because they know if you bring a democracy over here, the women over there is going to uprise against the men like they do here in America. That's why the men here have an effeminate spirit, man. That's why the women rule over the men here. And that's what's wrong with the American society. They even have homosexuals in their army. You have all the other countries laughing at you, man. The Russian army, they have military men that's, I mean, it's on YouTube. They've been in iron frying pans with their bare hands, man. That's why you dropping bombs on them people, because you can't fight them hand to hand. You can't deal with them with hand to hand combat. That's why they use guerrilla warfare on you. America, they're cowards, man. They don't infiltrate a country anymore. You see what happened in Vietnam? So they just drop bombs on them now.
Even in Afghanistan.
Yeah, Afghanistan. They just drop bombs on them now.
They couldn't even on an infantry war, boots on the ground. They couldn't even handle those guerrilla warfares over there.
And they wasn't even.
That was the longest war ever.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
They couldn't even handle them over there in Afghanistan.
And most of those people, they wasn't even in the military. They just was handing guns and grenades, you know. But some of them are raised from 8 to 12 years, maybe 6 years old, you know, in guerrilla warfare, you know. And then on top of that, how are you gonna defeat somebody in their own backyard? That's their land. They know that terrain better than you do. So you're not gonna be able to defeat them like that. That's why they try and become allies with those certain countries. So to say, you know.
It says, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee.
Right, because thou hast spoiled. Spoiled means robbed. Because you have robbed many nations. Read it again,
Habakkuk 2:8. Because thou hast spoiled many nations,
right,
all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee.
Right, so the other nations, they basically robbing you by throwing your money away, because now you're not getting nothing for it. For you to have over like a $18 trillion debt, that means that you borrowed that money from somebody and you're not paying them back. So they're just cutting you off now, and it's making you mad because you can't keep bullying these other nations, man. They're getting fed up. Like Iran, for instance. Iran, when they dropped the dollar, they're talking about trying to have a nuclear meeting, a conference, so that they can stop that nuclear program. Iran said the only way we'll stop it, and the deadline is in March, the only way we'll stop it is if you lift all sanctions off of Iran. They're not going to lift those sanctions off, so they're going to keep enriching uranium. Russia had a bomber that just went over Britain. They were doing maneuvers over Britain that caused for a jet to go out and see what was going on. And that jet, that airline, the airplane that Russia had up had a nuclear bomb on it. So you worried about what we're talking about, you better get ready for World War III. Yeah, you idiots out here, man. Sleep. Worry about a damn ham sandwich when this bitch finna get blown up.
Off the map.
Off the map, man. Hey, when the Lord get done with America, they're going to need a whole new world map, man. Straight up. Because World War III is on the breach, man. They're talking nuclear. They ain't talking about infantry no more. They're talking about nuclear, man. So all you people walking around thinking everything peaches and cream, America's going to be destroyed. But first, they're going to bring that RFID chip. Because the dollar has no value anymore. The dollar's toilet paper, man. And when the prices of food start going up, that's when you're going to start rioting. See, everything is cool because you can go to the store and buy you a Budweiser, man. You can go to the store and buy you some cigarettes. Buy you a case of ribs, man. Watch the Super Bowl. Everything good to you right now. You got March Madness coming up. Super Bowl today. We ain't worrying about what they're talking about. But when the shit hit the fan, it's going to be too late for you, man. That's why we out here letting you know. Mainly to our people. But our people got stiff necks, man. So the hell to anybody who doesn't agree, man. We only out here for the elect.